Hey, what's up guys? Today we played our week 3 matchup versus O Grant in the GPSL, and just to go over his team real quick, he has Jirachi, Mega-Altaria, Excadrill, Feraligatr, Rotom Heat, Serperior, Snorlax, Wheezing, Braveberry, Ditto, Hitmonlee, and Spiritomb. So this is the team I brought against him. It's pretty much a mixed Scizor with Bullet Punch, Superpower, Roost, and Swords Dance. And by mixed, I mean I have attack investment, but I'm also pretty defensive investment as well. And then we have Bandit Scizor. We brought it almost every single time. The Sacred Fire just hit things so hard. Then Extreme Speed is nice for priority. Then we have Rotom just to counter his Jirachi, his Feraligatr, and I guess that's about it, honestly. And it's a good pivot, so that's why I brought it. It can burn some things as well. And then we are bringing Druddigon again, because Druddigon's such a good hazard user, and it's got good abilities. And I'm using Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet this time, with Toxic and Glare, just to status things. Either I can kind of choose which one I want. So, and then lastly, with Dragon Tail to phase things out, like the Serperior, if it wants to try to set up some Leaf Storms, it won't be able to with Dragon Tail. And I guess Feraligatr as well, and Jirachi. So that's just to phase them out into Stealth Rock, just to take some more damage. So then we have the Regenerator leftovers Slowking, and it's all bulk investment with Scald, Side Shot, Calm Mind, and Flak Off, just in case if I want to start setting up, I can start setting up some Calm Minds and be a real threat. And then Scald's just for burning purposes, obviously. And then we have the Banded Adamant Crobat with 248 speed investment to outspeed everything on his team, including max speed Serperior. So Crobat's really nice because it quad resists grass, and Stab Brave Bird is going to hit things really hard. And then I brought Defog just in case if I needed to get rid of hazards, if you wanted to start stacking them. And then U-Turn is for pivoting purposes as well. So let's hop right into the battle real quick. And he brings the Mega-Altaria, the Wheezing, the Rotom Heat, Serperior, Jirachi, and his Excadrill. So no Feraligatr, I was kind of scared of that thing. And the Snorlax, that's the main reason I brought Superpower on my Scizor, just to handle that thing. So he goes ahead and leads with his Serperior, as I lead with my Druddigon, because Druddigon is my Stealth Rocker and I can take any one hit from anything. So he's going to go ahead and go for the sub, but I'm not going to let him do that. I'm going to go for the Dragon Tail just to get him out of here, because the Serperior is a threat. I know he wants to start setting up some substitutes and Leaf Storming me away and try to blow me away, but I'm not going to let that happen. So he goes into his Altaria, and I don't know why, because I'm just going to keep spamming Dragon Tail. Maybe he thought he was the fairy already, but I'm able to get rid of his Mega-Altaria as it has not Mega Evolved yet, so it's not a fairy type yet. And I bring out his Excadrill, and I know he's not going to go or stay in, so I'm just going to go for the Glare here. And I didn't think he'd bring out the Rotom Heat, so he doesn't. I'm able to catch the Wheezing with a Glare, and now I can set up my Stealth Rocks pretty freely. I don't care if he Will-O-Wisp me, I only have Dragon Tail just to phase things out. So he misses the Will-O-Wisp, unfortunate for him, but I'm able to switch out into my Entei now really safely, because I know he's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here again, trying to get that burn. As I'm able to eat a Will-O-Wisp here. I'm immune, obviously, I'm a fire type. And Wheezing actually pretty bulky. It takes a Banded Sacred Fire very well. It's a 2-hit KO based on the roll, as he crits Sludge Bomb, but I don't get poisoned, so that's nice. Next, you see why this could have turned out to be a little bit different, as I missed Sacred Fire, but it's kind of good for me as he Pain Splits here, and he's only going to get back to his HP. If he would have gotten the Pain Split off, that would have been a big problem. It would have brought my Entei down to about, like, I don't know, maybe in the 20s. So now I'm just going to click Sacred Fire here again. I know he could do the same thing, but he gets paralyzed. I hacks him right there. I mean, I probably should have gotten one at this point. So it's not too big of a deal. The Entei is already at half. So I'm able to get rid of the Wheezing here. I'm just going to keep clicking Sacred Fire as I'm locked into it. I'm a Banded Entei, like I said before. Now he's going to bring out his Excadrill here, and fearing the Earthquake, I definitely have to switch out here. He could be Scarfed. So I switch out into, what do I go into? I go into my Dredagon here because I am Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin. So he goes straight for the Earthquake like I expected, and it's not a 2-hit KO. Maybe if he gets a crit it would be, but he doesn't want to risk it. So he switches out into his Altaria, and I know he's switching out, so I go for the Glare again. So I'm able to catch another big threat on his team with a Glare, and basically make it useless unless it has Heal Bell. He could start roosting up, I'm aware of that, but I switch out into my Crobat because I resist a Fairy type move in case he wanted to go for that too. So he does just roost up here, and I'm able to get my Crobat out here, and he's going to definitely want to switch out because a Cross Poison would kill, especially on Banded Adamant. But I just go for the U-turn, predicting the switch. I could hit anything on his team. I didn't want to go for the Poison type and him having to go out into his Jirachi or his Excadrill. So I'm able to get off a U-turn there, and he brings out the Rotom Heat. And I'm expecting this to be offensive Rotom because he was defensive Weezing. So he goes for the Volt Switch, and I'm like, okay, well that's Specs for sure. If not Specs, it's Modest Scarf. So Rotom's going to take over half from that, and I'm going to Volt Switch out as well. I am fully Fizz Def Rotom, not Special Defensive Rotom, so that's why it did so much. But I'm able to Volt Switch out on the Altaria switch in, and now I can get a free Mega Evolve, and I'm just going to click Bullet Punch here in case he wants to stay in. I know he's probably Fire Blast, but I know this kills due to my attack investment. I did the calc before, and I'm able to knock out his Mega Altaria, which is nice. So now I know he's going to bring out, I thought he was going to bring out the Rotom Heat there, but he actually brings out his Excadrill, and I do pack the Superpower with this thing, so he's able to get the spin off. I know he's faster than me, and this thing's definitely going to go down to a Adamant Scizor Superpower. As I get the crit, it does not matter, he would have went down anyway, so I'm able to get rid of his Excadrill, which is really nice because, once again, that was a big threat on my team. It was his best answer to my Entei. Now that I have this Rotom down to about 56%. So I know he's just going to Volt Switch on out of here, and I know Dredagon can take it relatively well. So I switch out into that, and then I am the Rocky Helmet Rough Skin variant, and I predicted him to go Jirachi here and try to finish me off, but he goes out into the Superior, and once again, I'm not going to let him get off any substitutes, so I'm just going to keep spamming Dragon Tail here. If I glared, it would have been a bad play because it wouldn't do anything to his substitute. So I'm just going to keep clicking Dragon Tail here, and I'm not going to let him start setting up at all. So I think I click Dragon Tail one more time here. No, I switch out to the Crobat, just in case he wants to Leaf Storm me. I know Crobat can take anything this thing wants to do. So he goes ahead and goes for the Dragon Pulse, trying to kill my Dredagon. But as you can see, I bring out the Crobat, and if he wants to set up a substitute, he can't. I outspeed him. I also have the Infiltrator ability, so I go right through it. And I know he's going to switch out, so I just go for the Banded U-turn. So it's doing a decent amount to the Jirachi, which is pretty good for me. I know I can just whittle this thing down, and Entei is a big win condition for me. So I go to the Slowking. I'm trying to get a burn on something, so I'm just going to kick Scald. As he crits U-turn, doesn't matter really. Slowking has Regenerator and Leftover, so I'm going to be gaining it back. As he does go into Superior, I just click Scald, hoping to get a burn on something. As I do not get a burn on the Superior, doesn't really matter. I still have answers to this thing, so I go right back out into my Crobat here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I switched back out into Crobat. So he's just going to go for the substitute here, but I have the Infiltrator ability. I will go right through the substitute. So it doesn't really affect me whatsoever. So I'm just going to click U-turn here again, predicting the switch. That's why Crobat is so good. It's so fast and it can hit hard. Plus it has abilities like U-turn and it's so good. I like it a lot. So I U-turn on the Jirachi again. It brings it down to 45. And now I bring out, I think, my Scizor here, because there's no way even a Fire Punch would kill this thing. So I just go for the, as he goes for Stealth Rock or late game rocks, I'm just going to go for the Superpower, try to knock it out, as he lives on 1 HP, so I'm like, okay, well that doesn't really matter. I'm just going to kill it with the Bullet Punch, but he switches out into his Rotom Heat, I believe. Yeah, he switches out into his Rotom Heat, and that puts everything in range of a Banded Entei's Extreme Speed. Rotom Heat will go down, Superior will go down, and obviously a 1% Jirachi will go down. So I'm just going to sack the Dredagon on the incoming Volt Switch or Overheat as he goes for the Volt Switch. Not a big deal. I could have 6-0'd him, but 5-0 is just as good, pretty much. A win is a win. So he's going to go out into his, he's going to go out into his Jirachi here. I get to bring in my Entei and just click extreme speed, and at this point I know it is game over because there's no way anything on his team is eating an extreme speed, and to make it worse, he goes right out into his Rotom, the one thing that could have or might have been able to eat an extreme speed, but I knew he was offensive Rotom, so there's no way he could. It doesn't matter at all at this point, he just loses. So we're able to pick up a 5-0 win over Grant and the team Magma. So that's pretty good for me. It puts me in first place in the league again. I think Eric is right behind me. I have to check the standings. I'm not too sure. So I'm able to knock out his Superior on the last turn, and that's game. So pretty good game. Grant, he wasn't bad at all. This league's actually a pretty decent competition. You really have to like prepare well, or else you could get smacked. So that'll be the video, guys. I will have a new live up sometime soon, so stay in touch, and I think that's it. So I'll see you later.